Hello my friends, this is Zach from Weekly Geek, and welcome to another video. It has been a while since I've done one of these. My equipment decided to die, unfortunately. For the longest time I'd been working on trying to get something to work, but I have my camera fixed, and I'm currently working on a new computer for editing and things of that nature. But since it's been a while, and I procrastinated making videos for a little while, I decided to start out my new season of videos with something a bit new. This is the DC Multiverse, the Dark Knight Returns 30th Anniversary Edition Superman. Now, if you're not familiar with that story arc, it was a comic, which was also later turned into an animated cartoon version of a Batman story where he's older, 55 precisely, and he gets back out and becomes Batman once more after he's been retired. And in that particular story, he faces off with Superman in some power armor. If it sounds familiar, well, that's because it sounds a lot like the new Batman v Superman movie, which will be out quite soon, which is very exciting. It seems it'll be based loosely off of this story arc. But that was one of my favorite adaptations of Batman in a long time when I first read that. So when I saw this figure, definitely had to pick him up. I didn't buy the regular Batman. I'm waiting for the armored Batman from the comic style armored Batman, so I can have these guys side by side up on the shelf looking like they're about to fight. But until that comes out, the closest thing I've got is this guy. So I guess that works for now. Comic movie, but they don't look too shabby together. But getting him out of the way, let's focus now on Superman. We'll take a quick look at the box, which I happen to have. Got down here in golden, 30th Anniversary Edition Batman The Dark Knight Returns Superman. You got a nice picture of the art shown in the comic. On the back here you can see also available are Batman, Superman, which we have here, and the Son of Batman, which looks pretty cool. Just some other writing and other things in languages, a barcode, and that's about it. Oh, knocked over Superman there. But to the figure himself, pretty nice looking Superman here. Definitely very big and broad and muscular, of course, as it was depicted in The Dark Knight Returns. But overall, nice. Got some good articulation, but we'll get to that in a moment. He does come with one accessory, which is one of Green Arrow's arrows. This was actually the arrow that he fired off in the battle between Batman and Superman. It is a kryptonite arrow, so you can actually see there a little kryptonite at the end. Nice green paint, and then you can also see the textured feather there at the back. So that's pretty cool. And his hands are molded, so that if you hold it up, you can recreate that scene if you wanted to, where he grabs the arrow and it explodes. His shoulder or elbow joint is not capable of bending far enough to get it perfectly, but you get the idea. Setting that off to the side, here we have him in his glory. Very nice S logo there on the chest. I tried to pick one with the best paint. Some of them had red bleeding out, but the only blemish or problem I can really see, if I can focus in on it, will be right there with that little yellow splotch. But it's really not that bad, and it's very hard to even really see. But all around, very nice cape. It's thin and rubbery, so it is flexible. You can really move it around. If you put this in some hot water, you could probably get it going in a different way. If you wanted it splayed out instead of being curled, you could do that probably. But yeah, he's also got his utility belt here, and the little tights here are actually a separate rubbery piece that moves independently, which is interesting that it's not just painted or molded on. Very nice muscles going on, nice molding going all the way down. You can see down here, if I lower the camera just a bit, you can see down here, and his boots are very nicely molded. The shaping going on. He's got peg holes at the bottom if you do have a display stand. But all the way around, very nice. So to get here on the head sculpt, good head sculpt, very good paintwork on the eyes especially, a very good job there. He's got the classic Superman curl that goes out pretty far, but all the way around very nice. Nice hair sculpting going on. Just one shade of dark black, no really color variation going on, but looks pretty decent. For articulation on this guy though, his head is on a ball joint so it can look side to side. It's very tight as well, but it can look up a little bit and down very little. It can wiggle side to side a bit, but it's kind of disappointing it doesn't look up more because you'd like to be able to get Superman in more of a flying pose. But anyway, his shoulders move out this far. They go all the way around. There is a swivel here at the bicep. A single jointed elbow, unfortunately, and the hands do rotate all the way around. He has an ab crunch, however, it only moves forward this much and really not back at all, which is disappointing because you'd like him again to get more of a flying pose where he's looking up, but not very easy to do with the articulation you're given on this guy. He does have a waist swivel though. Because of this molded piece, his legs don't kick out too far, but if you kind of push on the plastic a bit, you can get him about that far. Back, again, it's kind of difficult, so it's not a whole lot because of that that piece there, but they got kind of a flying pose, I suppose, there, but kicks back that much. It also swivels. There's a single jointed knee that goes about straight out, about 90 degrees. And then also here, down at the boot, it does rotate, and the feet move up and down. And I thought there would be an ankle pivot, but very, very unfortunate, it does not have one. Now, it's not needed as much on other figures, such as maybe Batman, just because Superman isn't normally splaying out his legs. He's normally either flying or standing there looking heroic. So it's not that big of a deal, but it would have been nice if he did have ankle pivot. But for size comparison, let me just see if I can get him to stand right there. I'll bring back in Ben Affleck Batman in his power suit, so you can see them together. And Superman is a bit bigger, which I suppose does make sense considering he is, well, Superman. But since Batman is in his power armor, you'd think he'd be a bit bigger. But again, these are going for two different things, so once we get the power armored Batman from the Dark Knight Returns, we'll see how that scales out. And then here we also have just a Marvel Legend in their normal 6-inch scale. We got Daredevil, and yeah, he's obviously much bigger. They are the same price, so he's a pretty good bang for your buck figure for sure. So yeah, as you can see how he scales there. But overall, very nice, hard plastic, very nice feeling. Definitely feels like it's going to last. The cape is a separate piece. You can see it is just glued and pegged here in the back. So if you really wanted to, you probably could cut that off for some kind of custom. But yeah, at the end of the day, I definitely recommend this guy. His articulation is a bit limited, unfortunately, but it's really not all that bad, considering you're probably just going to have him on the shelf unless you have a flight stand doing something like that, which you can pull off. So, very, very nice figure. I'm excited for the armored Batman from Batman, the Dark Knight Returns, rather. See how they look side to side. I might just end up breaking down and buying the Dark Knight Returns Batman to go with this guy until then. But without further ado, I think that's all there is to say. So, thank you guys for logging on and watching my new video. Subscribe if you'd like to see any of my new content when it is released. And I thank you all for watching. I'll see you next time. Thanks.